disrupted.
America that I fought.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So, Hillary Clinton, or Killary Clinton, as you may know, is making rounds because Tucker Carlson going over to Moscow to interview Vladimir Putin has caused such a stir that even her had to get away from doing her usual roundabouts of getting interviewed on The View and laughing about taking jello shots with war criminals to be really focused and determined to smack down Tucker Carlson, because that is what a good leader does. You smack down the journalist that's providing context for war. How dare you, sir? How dare you? So she goes on to MSNBC on the Alex Wagner show, and she is just vilified on the fact that Tucker Carlson had the audacity to go to Russia and interview the other side to see what the other perspective of this war is. Because that would be something a journalist would do, but since we don't have journalists here in North America, we just have puppets and stenographers for the States. It's the most radical thing imaginable, and Hillary Clinton is just so fired up, she had to say this. Take a listen.
Like a puppy dog. You know, he somehow has, after having been fired from so many outlets in the United States, I would not be surprised if he emerges with a contract with an outlet, because he is a useful idiot. He says things that are not true. He parrots Vladimir Putin's pack of lies about Ukraine. So I don't see why Putin wouldn't give him an interview, because through him, he can, continue to lie about what his, objectives are in Ukraine and what he expects to see happen. It's really quite.
Does she have any sort of mindset on what an interview is and what an interview is supposed to do? Like, it's amazing to watch these people twist themselves in a pretzel. Their brain must be like a bouncy ball just scattering around all over the place, not having a clue on what they're saying at this point. Because she's saying that somehow Vladimir Putin allowing Tucker Carlson to interview him is a gateway for him to spew lies. Like somehow Vladimir Putin is allowing to do this so he could propagate more lies to viewers. Like, it boggles my mind that she's saying this in an interview. So are you allowing Alex Wagner to interview you because you want to spread your lies to MSNBC viewers? Or did Alex Wagner reach out to you to say, hey, what is your response about this? Let's hear from you, and we'll conduct an interview. But I don't understand. Like, they're ass backwards when it comes to their thinking, their comprehension of something as simple as a journalist interviewing a leader of another country. They're so ass backwards because they're so propagandized, they're so manipulated, they're so stuck in their ways that they have to come up with this slick notion that Vladimir Putin secretly wanted Tucker Carlson to ask them to be interviewed so that he could spew his lies to the rest of the world. As the useful idiot Tucker Carlson, he's such a puppy dog. Which I don't even understand. Like, to use that phrase, useful idiot, it's such a stupid term, because it confides, it goes against itself. Like, useful idiot. You're either useful or you're a complete moron. Like, it's just it's contradicting itself by saying you're a useful idiot. And then Hillary Clinton saying he's a useful idiot for Russia. That, maybe someday he's going to get a contract for Russian media. Just like how Larry King, the great interviewer Larry King, had a show on RT? Or how about Rick Sanchez? Or how about Lee Camp? Or how about Jesse Ventura? Or how about all the other journalists that you pushed away for so long that they had to go somewhere? They had no choice. They had no outlets. They had no avenues to be a journalist. And Russia gave them that opportunity. Just like a lot of U.S. journalists are also on Al Jazeera. There's a lot of U.S. journalists that go on, Sputnik News. There's a lot of Russian journalists that go on Venezuelan TV. There's a lot of American journalists that go anywhere. Because the mainstream media, the corporate press, have just pushed away people from doing journalism, excluded them from actually performing journalism, and they just have nowhere to go at this point. So yes, maybe, or, considering the fact that Tucker Carlson got, 130 million views in the couple hours that he posted the Vladimir Putin interview, I don't think he really needs an outlet. I think he is his own outlet at this point.
It's sad that not just somebody like Tucker Carlson, who has, as I said, been fired so many times because he seems unable to, correlate his reporting with the truth, but also because it's a sign that there are people in this country right now who are like a fifth column for Vladimir Putin. And why? I don't know. I mean, why are certain Republicans throwing their lot in? Why are, other Americans basically believing Putin? Why did Trump believe Putin more than our 11 intelligence agencies?
I don't know. Do you have a working theory?
Oh, God, such a conflicting question there. Why do so many people not trust the intelligence communities that lied to us for decades? God, could they just automatically become supporters of Russia? Or, just thinking on the top of my mind, being a podcaster and all, being a YouTuber with a shoestring budget doing the show, we might be actually searching up this information and analyzing what we're seeing and observing the lies that are being told to us, and then seeing the truth outdo the lie, and then analyzing to the fact that the United States and the mainstream media and the intelligence communities that coincide towards each other have been lying to us and manipulating us throughout time. In fact, it was Operation Mockingbird that started all of this to allow the CIA officials to infiltrate the media so they could push an agenda. That's not a Russian talking point. That's an American talking point. That's America indoctrinating Americans to follow in the lead of American intelligence communities to screw over America. So maybe that is it. But these two are just so dumb-witted. Like, I don't know, why are people... I guess the college kids are just so pro-Putin. I guess they like when he's shirtless riding his horse. Like, maybe they just fantasize about that. I don't know.
You have a working theory.
That's such a... Oh, my God. Such a dumbfounded interview. Oh... But this is what happens. We should do like a PSA on this. This is your brain on Russiagate for this many years. That, again, and consider the fact that so many journalists have interviewed foreign leaders. Many journalists, many famous journalists have interviewed far worse leaders than Vladimir Putin. In fact, there's a lot of mainstream media outlets that have interviewed Vladimir Putin. But Tucker Carlson, because he's one individual that's not 100% on board with mainstream media talking points, 100% on board with, the establishment and the war machine and everything in between. Because he's actually a curious person, an individual that's willing to take that extra step. God forbid he goes and interviews Vladimir Putin to hear his side of the story of an illegal war that we're committing, that we're manufacturing using Ukraine as cannon fodder, God forbid, the worst thing imaginable, that Hillary Clinton had to break away from her busy schedule to say that he's a puppy dog and he's a useful idiot. And God forbid, oh my God, why are these people like not responding enough to the mainstream outlets? Why do you not trust us? Like, imagine trying to do the trust exercise with Hillary Clinton. You know, when you fall backwards and they're supposed to catch you. I wouldn't even ask directions for her. I would not. If I was lost somewhere and she drove by and, you know, rolled down the window and said, "Hey, are you lost?" I'd just like walk away. I would not take the time or day to ever listen to her, because just the notions that she's saying, the fact that she swerves in this direction and just completely, again, I use the word ironically impaired, because that is what we are. We are a nation of irony deficient, irony impaired people that can't see how stupid you are on camera for saying these words and admitting to this when you yourself are you are a part of this. You are a Russian asset yourself, Hillary Clinton. You and the Clinton Foundation have tried to sell uranium to Russia. So who's more on the side of being a useful idiot for the Russian economy? You that was trying to sell uranium and done business deals behind Americans' backs to the Russian oligarchs, or Tucker Carlson being a journalist and deciding, hey, maybe we should go to this country because it's in the news? Who's more of a useful idiot? I think we should leave that to the viewers to decide.